What's up, man?
Yo,
What's up?
Garrett, what's up, dude? It's the Playmaker football betting show.
We're back, baby. We're back.
They haven't fired us yet.
No, they have not. That's you know
our-
why? Because we're
Our
bringing
picks are good.
Our picks are on fire, bro. They really are.
That's why.
Yeah, they can't fire us now. Maybe we're on a cold, one of those L streaks, but I don't see that happening anytime soon.
Not us, dude. Yeah, I saw. Did you edit that little montage that went out on props?
A little bit, a little nice little recap edit to show all of our winners. And last week, I thought we killed it, bro. We killed it.
You did. It looked beautiful. Great edit, by the way. We had a couple winners. It was nice, dude. It was definitely positive, right?
Yeah.
Between me and you.
Definitely profited some units there. It was a nice little Thursday, Sunday slate. Thursday night game wasn't too great, but you cashed that under. You cashed the under 1.5 on Mac Jones as well. So looking to keep that momentum going here.
I like it, dude. Yeah, we got looks like another snoozer for this Thursday night, but
that's for sure. Give me a second. I'm just trying to get my charger over here.
Gotta need that juice, dude.
I know.
Well, in the meantime, I'm gonna tell our friends about our other friends over at PointsBet, guys. My number one book of choice, sponsor of the show, PointsBet. See that little QR code right there? Go ahead and scan it. You can claim up to $2,000 in free bets, guys. PointsBet gives out so many free bets, free live bets, free same game parlay. They have power hours where they're constantly giving out free bets. They electrocuted Drew Brees and they're, pushing lightning bets. So they got a lot going on. Almost killed Drew Brees. Did you believe that? I didn't believe it for 1 second when I saw all that stuff going on.
Oh, what was that? Actually, I guess I didn't know about this.
Oh, so like earlier this week, it was like Drew Brees, his management reached out like he's still alive. And then PointsBet put out a thing and they were like, we will address the issue in a moment. Drew Brees is okay. And then they released the video and it looked like he got struck by lightning. And then then they came back and they were like, yeah, we're giving out free lightning bets.
Oh, my
pushing that whole thing. I was like, dude, I don't believe it for a second.
Man, that's wild. That's a crazy marketing ploy, but
those sly bastards. Yeah,
you got people talking.
Group chat was going crazy. They were like, "Dude, is Drew Brees dead?" I'm like, I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, great marketing ploy. PointsBet, well done, pushing their lightning bets. So sign up for PointsBet if you don't have it already because it's awesome.
Yes, it is. It's great lines, like I said, the best money lines out there. -107. They cut out the juice a lot. The props as well. You're able to parlay props, which is great to do. It's fun. Put a little money, win a lot of money on these props. Head over there, PointsBet. Use the promo code Cash Out this weekend.
Garrett, what are we looking at for Thursday night football?
Man, there's really not much to go with because, of how abysmal the game that we have on tap when the Raiders and the Rams. But I feel like we're a little on a consensus here, aren't we? And taking the Raiders -6.
Yeah, you got to.
Right? What else? What else could really take in this matchup?
I mean, as long as Baker Mayfield's not playing, got to go with the Raiders here, right? I mean, Matt Stafford, spinal cord contusion. John Wolford is going to take his spot for the time being, I guess, until Baker Mayfield gets brought up to speed, learns the playbook a little bit more. But in the meantime, yeah. Tell me about your Raiders here.
I mean, they've been doing well as of late. They're 3-0. They're averaging 30 points per game during this winning streak. So they're starting to hit their stride a bit. Granted, not against the stiffest of competition, but we have the Rams, so they're also not the stiffest of competition. So we can kind of, think more of the same. The Raiders are also averaging, with an average margin of victory with their wins is over 9 points per game. So they're covering normally this 6 spread when they get a dub. And I expect the same here. The Rams defense has fallen off a entire cliff. Aaron Donald probably will not be back this week. And we talk about a team that's been 29th in pass defense since week 8. They are bottom 3 in pass yards per game and yards per attempt and passer rating allowed. So I'm expecting Derek Carr to go in there and sling the ball around. Matt Collins, Devontae Adams, even some Josh Jacobs on the ground. They're going to get it done all throughout this game. Give me the Raiders, and I'm laying the points here.
Yeah, I'm with you here. Rams, 6-game losing streak. I don't see that ending on Thursday. Raiders offense is cooking, though. Like you mentioned, they have the same amount of touchdowns as the 49ers. 31 total touchdowns. They won 3 straight games, and in those 3 straight games, they're averaging 29 points during that stretch. They also rank top 9 in the NFL in scoring and yards per play. Whether you think that's impressive or not, the fact of the matter is Rams are not going to be able to keep up, right? Their offense sucks. 29th in points, 31st in net yards, 30th in rushing yards. They're just a shell of that offense from last season that won the Super Bowl. They're only scoring 16 points per game. Vegas, on the other hand, averaging over 25 points per game in their last 5 games, while LA, like I said, has just had 16. As an underdog, the Rams are 0-6 against the spread. I see that move to 0-7 on Thursday. In addition, like you mentioned, Aaron Donald dealing with an ankle injury, not expected to play. Huge blow for that Rams front. Rams are giving up 26 or more points in 5 of their last 6 games. It's all black and silver in this one. Lay the points with the Raiders -6.
Love it. I love it when we're on a consensus here, man. I don't like going against you because normally 9 out of 10, you kind of beat me there. So it's good to be on the same side on this one. So what are we looking on Sunday slate, man? Who do you got cooking?
So I'm looking at the Browns versus the Bengals. So Cleveland against Cincinnati here. It's -6 for the Bengals. I do like this -6, right? I'm going to tell you why, but I think the better play here is in a teaser. So I'll tell you another team later, but this -6 with the Bengals, we're going to use this in a teaser later. I think this is my favorite place to play this. So Cleveland averages giving up 25 points per game, 27th. That's ranked 27th in the NFL. Cleveland really doesn't have a good front. They're giving up 127 yards per game. They give up the 4th most rushing touchdowns in football. So look for P. Ryan or Joe Mixon, if he's back, to score a touchdown this weekend. That's the prop I like in this game, either P. Ryan or Mixon, depending on Mixon's health. Touchdown in this game, anytime touchdown. He did practice today. Garrett, are you buying into the Joe Burrow being 0-5 against Cleveland? Because I'm not. It's the whole, he just beat Patrick Mahomes 3 times in a row, but he hasn't beaten the Browns. He's 0-5. Bengals are the 7th most scoring team in football, while the Browns are 27th in points against. So a very good offense versus a not so good defense holding, opponents with points. If Jacoby Brissett was playing behind center, and not a sexual predator, I'd feel a little bit different. But as long as Watson is a QB1, I see Cincy rolling here. I don't think in week 2 he figures it out. He looked so bad last week. Watson, he did not look good. I understand it's going to take time for him to get up to speed, but this week's not going to be it. So I like Bengals -6 here.
Yeah, I like it too. I'm expecting a little bit better from Watson. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to cover, but I think we're going to see a little bit better from him. Like I said, he was still, he's not even in football shape yet. Let's be honest. I mean, he just started to be able to practice with the team not too long ago. So, and I don't think he's going to be in football shape just within 2 to 3 weeks, and then getting really hit and, that banged up offensive line for the Browns. Yeah, I think that's the right play to take the Bengals, and it's going to be hard if the Browns can't get a stop. The Browns are not going to be able to go punch for punch with the Bengals. So, yeah, I like the side on the Bengals there.
And that Bengals front 7 made Patrick Mahomes look very uncomfortable. Just imagine what they're going to do to this Cleveland team if they, obviously stay the course and don't regress this game. But, yeah, that's why I like it.
Yeah, and I'm hoping they kill that offensive line, considering I'm going against Chubb in a do or die situation in fantasy football for the last playoff spot. So,
Ooh, damn.
yeah, yeah. Lamar Jackson kind of killed it for me last week. So I only needed like 10 points between him and Gus Edwards, and I couldn't even get 2. So
Yeah, I mean, it's hard when he doesn't play a full quarter, you know?
he played like 2 snaps, and that's all she wrote. But anyways, as far as what I got, I think we're also a consensus on this one, and this is crazy considering they're going against my favorite team, and that's taking the Lions -2 in this spot. The only reason why I'm really going against my team is because I feel like this is yet another trap game that I've seen earlier in the year when the Vikings were a home dog against the Cowboys when they were streaking, where they were 8-1 at that time. This is another case in point. Lions are a much better team at home. Now they're a 2-point favorite. They're only 5-7 as in the regular season. They're 66 against the spread. Jared Goff has actually been really damn good at home. He's averaging 263 passing yards per game, which is also the 8th best home mark in the NFL. So you're talking about this guy is cooking at home. Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of the elite receivers in the league. I don't expect my Vikings defense to really stop them at any given point. So I feel like it's going to come down to who just gets the ball last and who scores at the end, and I expect the Lions to do so. The Vikings are a team where they need to get out to a lead early so they could coast in the second half, because that's what they've been doing all season long. They're coming out heavy-handed in the first 2 quarters, and then they're just coasting, punting the ball, playing bend but don't break defense. That's their MO. That's how they're winning games. They're getting these leads, and they're just not letting teams get big, long touchdowns. They'll let you get into the red zone, and then they stop you because they're just playing cover 2 basically the entire game, keeping everything underneath them. So I'm expecting the Lions to actually be able to torch that bend, don't break defense and make the Vikings go punch for punch with them. And I think the Vikings are just going to come up short.
Yeah, I mean, we got 2 bad defenses here, right? I mean, everything is kind of leaning towards the over. I think the over I just saw was like 52.5. I almost wanted just to play the under because everything tells you the over, right? But
Right.
over the last 5 games, Lions are giving up 36% less points. So their defense is actually kind of really improved. And one of those games was against the Bills. 2 of those other games were against NFC North opponents in the Packers and the Bears. Detroit's a top 10 rushing team. They could keep the ball on the ground, eat up some clock. They're also a top 8 passing team in passing yards. And the Vikings rank dead last in passing yards against. So these DBs, these safeties get fucking torched, dude, all season long. Vikings are giving up 400 yards per game to opponents, and even worse, 450 in their last 3. This defense blows. I see this as a statement win here for the Lions. I don't know by how much, but I would bet more than 2 points.
Yeah, I'm thinking at least a 3 to 4 point game for the Lions, and it pains me to go against my squad because that's not something you normally want to do betting wise, but I feel like I said, trap game on deck here because people are gonna be like, oh my god, the Vikings they're getting points. I mean, and they're what 10? They're 10-2. Yeah,
Right.
the books want you to bet those type of lines. It's called a trap for a reason, and I'm expecting this to be one of those type of games. So what else you got for us for Sunday slate?
This is my get comfortable with being uncomfortable spot of the week. I got Broncos plus 9.5. Greasy. Oh, man. Putting my trust in Russ. Just kidding. More so, I'm putting my trust in the numbers. The numbers are telling me when the Broncos are given 9.5 points, they're covering over 90%, 11 out of 12 games. But when they're getting 9.5 points, they're covering 11 out of 12 games. We know the Broncos offense. It's anemic. They have a very good stout defense. My biggest concern here is, has this team given up yet, right? We're in the tail end of the season. The drive and the persistence and the belief isn't what it was in week 2, right? So that's a real thing. Are these players going to be giving up, kind of letting things go? The inspiration's not really there, but pretty much we got a number 1 offense going up against a number 1 defense. It's a number 2 defense in points allowed, but you get it. The Chiefs offense versus the Broncos defense, but the Chiefs defense really doesn't scare too many teams. So if the Broncos can do just enough to cover here, KC ranks 31st in passing touchdowns against. So only one other team has more touchdowns thrown against them than the Chiefs. So I like Broncos 9.5 here. This is just like a statistical play that's telling me that they should keep it closer than it should be. If that makes any sense.
I mean, it's a lot of points to give up, in the NFL. You did the same thing with the Panthers. You're going over that sweet number. It's just so many points to give up to a professional team with professional athletes.
Yeah, with a good defense
football
too.
Right. I mean, your defense giving up 17 points per game, which, like you said, is the second best mark in the NFL. So I totally agree with that. But staying with that game, and I'm going to take the under 43.5 in that game. I'm expecting a lot of defense, considering, like you said, Broncos defense, second best in the league, Chiefs defense, middle of the pack, but they can get after the quarterback like they have been as of late. And I expect them to do that here against Russell Wilson, who's been pretty damn bad throughout the entire year. And then also the Broncos are an under machine. They're 1-11 on the over-unders. They're only hit the over once. You know how crazy that is? They're 27th in total offense. They're 21st in passing. They're 24th in rushing. So their offense, not good. I think the Chiefs' defense should be able to be a little bit better. And they also have been good against bad teams. You know, you look at between the Titans, the Jaguars, and the Rams, they're only giving up 15 points per game in those 3 games against, similar type of offense like the Broncos. Very bad, very slow pace, not really dynamic, not a lot of good playmakers. And then also they lost their leading wide receiver. Courtland Sutton probably will not be playing as well, so I don't see a lot of points being there on the Broncos side. So I feel like it's gonna be a hard time for them to put up 7 to 10 points, and the Chiefs just do enough to get the job done. Maybe if it's 24 to 10 or 24 to 14, something like that. Just do enough, get the dub, get out, move on to the next week.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, that statistic is pretty strong, right? I mean, 11 out of 12 games. We all saw that. It's a pretty much a money printer at this point. So you got to go back to that well, dude. That's a nice W right there. Got to take it, right?
Right. I mean, sometimes, you don't always want to bet with the trends because trends do get broken. Obviously, that's just the name of the game. But I feel like this is a trend that will stay true to itself. I feel like Chiefs defense is a lot better than people give it credit for. I know they didn't look good against Joe Burrow, but that's Joe Burrow, not Russell Wilson. So we'll see.
Love it, my man. Guys, I know people are constantly asking me and Garrett, Pete, how do you guys get to be so intelligent? I mean, we know how good looking you guys are, but how smart do you get? How do I learn what you guys learn? It's easy, guys. FTN Bets, FTNBets.com/free. You get a 3 free day trial. They give you information, statistics, analysis, all that kind of good stuff. All the stuff that we bring here to the podcast, you'll get that there. So there's a QR code. Give it a scan. 3 free day trial. You got nothing to lose. FTNBets.com/free.
Who doesn't like free? Free 3-day trial. Get the best stats out there. Everything we're giving to you. You can get for yourself. Make better educated guesses on who wins on Sunday night.
Free, my second favorite 4-letter F word.
I see what you did there.
Now we're moving on to props.
PrizePicks.
We got PrizePicks. We always have to watch our language with PrizePicks because it is very specific. Guys, if you played if you play Prize Picks before, it's a lot of fun. You're gonna guess more than, less than, in regards to totals, overs. I'm sorry, player props. So the biggest thing here is they're gonna give you deposit, match your deposit. I'm sorry, I'm all thumbs today. 100% match deposit. So you put in $100, they'll give you $100 back. It's really simple. You pick more than, less than, and we're gonna show you how to do it right now.
All right. Who do you got first? Who do you got for us?
My first one is going to be on that Thursday night tomorrow. Cam Akers under 44.5 rushing yards. He's only hit this in 3 out of 10 games. Vegas ranks 14th in opponent rushing yards per game to give up 113 yards on the ground, but in their last 3, they're only giving up 77. So with their offense humming, Rams are going to be in a negative game script. They're going to have to throw the ball. So I think that trend continues. Cam Akers under 44.5.
I like it. I mean, it makes sense. Like you said, negative game script. They're gonna have to throw a ton. And I think Kyron Williams is really gonna take more of a lead role in this one because of that situation where they're gonna need be more passing downs. Before I get into my pick, we gotta go and let people know that PrizePicks is giving a freebie this week. Justin Herbert more than 0.5 pass yards, so you have to put that into your lineup immediately. So you get an easy dub. On your three leg, 4 leg, 5 leg, even 6 leg. Price pick entry. So I definitely got to put that in there. But as far as my price pick entry goes, I'm going to go with Jared Goff more than 250.5 passing yards. I can't see how this doesn't hit. I mean, let's be honest. This guy, like I said, is already averaging 263 yards per game at home. So I can't see how he doesn't go over this mark against one of the worst pass defenses in the entire NFL. He's going to be electrified on there. They're going to be. They really need this dub. They're trying to get into the playoffs, and I feel like he's going to be lights out. Amon St. Brown's going to have a monster game. Probably DJ Chark's going to be mixing it in there too. Maybe Jameson Williams that's coming back, getting into swing of things. Yeah, I feel like they're going to be slinging the ball around. It's just what's going to happen. The Vikings going to have to play punch for punch, so more points, more yards. I think this is a game be Jared Goff more than 250.5 passing yards.
Yeah, I mean, and we just shat on the Vikings defense and their DBs and their corners about 5 minutes ago. Just go ahead and rewind it, and we'll just tell you all about 400 yards per game they're giving up, 450 in their last 3. Defense blows. So I like that. Yeah, Jared Goff, dude. Have yourself a day, young man.
Yes, sir. All right. What's the last one you got for us?
Last one is I got Zeke Elliott over 64.5 rushing yards. He's hit this 3 out of his last 5 games. He's going against the worst run defense in football against the Houston Texans. So that's why I like it here. Houston, they have a terrible run defense. And Zeke and Tony Pollard. Tony Pollard's more than was like 70 something, and Zeke's was a little bit lower. Zeke is usually they kind of use him more in the rushing game. Tony Pollard, they can use, out of the backfield to throw to. So I like Zeke to hit this over. Against the worst run defense, don't think about it too much. They're rolling.
Well, yeah, and then you have to think about it. They're going to be really good on defense, and they should have a lead, especially come second half. They should probably be up at least 14 points coming out of halftime. And you should suggest that they're probably going to start running the ball, run the clock out, and not really have to air it out the whole game. So, yeah, I feel like that definitely should easily hit its mark as long as he gets his healthy 12 to 15 touches.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I think that's all I got as far as prize picks go.
That's it, dude. We got a 3-legger plus the freebie from Justin Herbert.
But what about that teaser you were talking about to us earlier?
Oh, yes. Where's the other game that I liked it with? So it was the Cincinnati Bengals and then the New York Jets. They're at 9.5, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.5. If you take the Jets up to 15.5 and then you bring down the Bengals to a money line, essentially with that 6.5, whatever it is, Bengals money line, and then bring the Jets over 2 touchdowns. What do you think?
I think that could hit.
Against the Bills, struggling on offense, kind of Bills.
Comes down to the Jets defense if they could get it done. I mean, the only worry is the Jets defense did not do well the first half against the Vikings. They gave up like 27 points, where they probably should have gave up a much less. But Jets defense is normally better than that. So I think they should be able to cover the 2 touchdowns. I don't think they're going to win by 2 touchdowns. You know what I mean?
Right.
2 touchdowns.
I mean, even if they do, you still got 15.5. So, I mean, you still got some wiggle room there. That's just a lot of points. And
yeah,
I do think obviously Mike White is better than Zach Wilson. So he could have some success throwing the ball as well. I just like that, I find more success with bumping teams all the way up that are already getting almost double digits as opposed to bringing a team down that's almost a double digits. You know what I mean?
No, that's definitely the way to go. I mean, it's much easier the reverse, getting a lot of points because you know how hard it is for a team to just get blown the fuck out.
Yeah,
it doesn't happen that often.
Right. Yeah, the Texans are at 16.5. Like that's a lot, but after what I saw the Cowboys did, I wouldn't trust that against the Texans.
Yeah, I mean the Cowboys are the only team that has really blown out like more than one team by like 30 plus this year. I'm pretty sure they're
the Vikings and then last week, yeah.
Right, they're the only team to do it not more than one time. They did it twice, and that's pretty impressive. But they could possibly do that again against the Texans.
Yeah. All right, my man. I think that's all we got for today. Does that sound right?
That sounds right, bro. 30 minutes, quick and easy, right to the point.
On the dot, and we started on time today.
Look at that. Very nice.
All right, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Playmaker Football Betting Show, episode 12. I am Peter. This is Garrett. We will catch you guys next Wednesday. Same time, same place.
Peace.
Later.